여러분 안녕! 오늘은 미호와 함께 The ISADORA Goes to the Ballet 한번 같이 읽어볼게요. Chapter 1 ISADORA, that's me. And this is Pink Rabbit. He is my best friend. We do everything together. Some of our favorite things include flying near the star in the night sky, having little tea parties with my badminton tea set, and practicing our ballet. We have been practicing our ballet a lot recently and putting on shows for Mom and Dad. I have discovered that Vampire Cape have a very great stage curtain. It looks exactly nice with silver star screens glued on it. Though I am not sure that agrees. He seems a little annoyed the last time he saw his past cave being using a stage curtain. It's covered in stars, he complained. I'm not a wizard, I'm a vampire. Vampires don't have starry capes. I felt bad then, but it was okay because Mom made her wand, and the star all disappeared. She can do things like that because she is a fairy. She was the one who brought Pink Rabbit to life for me. Good as new, she said. Sat sitting down on of the chairs Pink Rabbit and I had put out for the audience. Dad sat down too, with my baby sister Honey Blossom on his lap, and they all wait for our show to begin. Right, I whispered to Pink Rabbit once we were behind the non-starry curtain. Can you remember your moves? Pink Rabbit nodded and did a perfect lip. He'd been very good at ballet lately. I gave him a thumb up. Let's go, I whispered. Today, together we'll leap out from behind the curtain in a match whisper and jump. Mom and Dad clapped and cheered. Pink Rabbit began to twirl on his tippy toes. I swirled and swirled in my glittering black tutu. Excellent, called Dad. Enchanting, said Mom and waved her wand so their wishes are showered with pink flower petals. At the end of the show, I gave a deep curtsy and Pink Rabbit bowed, and Mom and Dad 잘 따라오고 계시죠? Cheered some more. Even Honey Blossom clapped her copy little hand. That was really wonderful, said Mom, and so professional. Pink Rabbit looked proud and puffed out his chest on his striped waistcoat. One day you both be prima ballerinas, said Dad. I hope so, I said as we both tiptoed gracefully across the floor. We followed Mom and Dad down the stairs and into the kitchen for breakfast. It was 7 o'clock at night, but we always have two breakfasts in our house. One in the morning and one in the evening. That is because Dad slept evenly during the day. He has his big breakfast in the evening, but going out for his nighty fly. I want to be just like Tatiana Tutu, I said as I began to spread peanut butter on a piece of toast. Tatiana Tutu is my favorite ballerina of all time. I have never seen her in real life, but I always watch that when she's on TV. And I have a special scrapbook filled with pictures of her. I cut the picture out of magazine and decorate them with starry screens and silver glitter. I also have a big poster of Tatiana Tutu on my bedroom wall. She's wearing a sparkling black tutu with her famous star diamond tiara. Her black tutu looks exactly like the vampire fairy might wear. It looks just like mine. If you keep practicing and work hard as you ballet, I'm sure you will be as good as Tatiana Tutu one day, said Dad as he poured himself a glass of his red juice. Dad only ever drink red juice. It's a vampire thing. Yes, said Dad. And keep practicing, and one day maybe we'll come to watch you and Pink Rabbit perform in a real theater. Pink Rabbit bounce up and down. 여러분은 토마토 주스 좋아하세요? 미호는 싫어해요. 조금 맛이 없대. Chapter 2. The next day at school, I told my friend all about the ballet show Pink Rabbit and I put on for Mom and Dad. That's like so much fun, said Joe. Can I come to your house and we can do it again? I could wear my pink tutu and be the sugar plum fairy. And I could wear my white tutu and be a dancing snowflake, said Samantha dreamily. I'll be the hero of the show, said Oliver, jumping in. I wear a mask and my black cape. That could be an missing with a red elephant, suggested Bruno. We could hand out cookies to the audience. Or candy, said Sashi. That's why you're supposed to at an intermission. I love candy, yelled Joe. Just then, Miss Cherry came into the room. Miss Cherry is our teacher at human school, and she's very nice. She doesn't mind that I'm a vampire fairy. She treats me just the same as everyone does. Good morning, she said, smiling. I have some exciting news for you all today. She started to hand out some letters, giving one to each person. We are going on a school trip, she said, to see a ballet. A ballet, said Joe. We were just talking about putting on a pretend ballet. When here you chance to see a real one, said Miss Cherry. We are going to see the Alice in Wonderland ballet. I felt my heart best fitter. A ballet? We are going to see a real ballet. We need to take some letters home and get your parents to sign in, said Miss Cherry. We also need some parents to volunteer to help on the trip. Will there be cookies at information? Called out Bruno. I expect there will be candy, said Miss Cherry. I told you, whispered Sashi. There will be a famous ballerina playing the part of the White Rabbit, continued Miss Cherry. You might have heard of her if you are interested in ballet. Her name is Tatiana Tutu. Tatiana Tutu! I shouted, jumping up from my chair. The whole class turned to look at me. Yes, said Miss Cherry. You obviously know who she is, Isadora. I do, I said in a smaller voice. Suddenly impressed, I sat down quickly, feeling my face go pink. Pink Rabbit didn't seem impressed at all. He did a little hop and wiggle his ears. He was beside himself with excitement that Tatiana Tutu was going to play the part of the rabbit. As soon as I got home, I showed the letter to Mom. You have to sign it, I said, quick, or I can't go on the school trip. Hang on a second, said Mom. Let me read it, Isadora. It says here that they need parents to volunteer for the trip. They do, I said, starting to feel worried. But not you and Dad. Why not? Asked Mom. We could volunteer. It would be good for us to get more involved with your school activities. It's in the daytime, I said. Dad will be asleep. That's true, said Mom. What a shame. I didn't think it was a shame at all. In fact, I felt rebelled. But when Dad came down for breakfast that evening, he seemed very interested in the trip. I will volunteer, he said expressively. I will make a big inspection. Hand me the pen. I held the pen behind my back. There's really no need for you both to come, I began, but Mom swooped in with her wand and put the magic tick in the volunteer box. How exciting, she said. Chapter 3. 잘 따라하고 있죠? 이야기에 빠져들고 있나요? On the morning for the trip, I woke up early, but not as early as Pink Rabbit. When I opened my eyes, he was already up and bouncing around the bedroom, practicing his pyres and polka-dots. Today is the day we see Tatiana Tutu, I said excitedly, hopping straight out of bed. Pink Rabbit and starting to get dressed. I put on my best outfit and then picked up Pink Rabbit's little waistcoat. You must wear this, I told him. It's important to look fancy for the ballet. Pink Rabbit let me put the waistcoat on him, and then we flew down the stairs to breakfast. Good morning, said Mom, who was already up and busy feeding Honey Blossom her bottle of pink milk. I'm going to drop Honey Blossom off at the baby sister in a minute, she said. I'll meet you and Dad at school. You can walk there with him. Okay, I said as I started to eat my breakfast. I watched Mom fly around the kitchen, packing all the baby things in a bag. Then she went into her and put Honey Blossom into her stroller. See you soon, Isadora, she called as they left the home. I continued to sit at the table and eat my breakfast. It was very quiet without Mom and Honey Blossom. I hope Dad comes down soon, I said to Pink Rabbit. He twitched his nose worriedly, but Dad was nowhere to be seen. An awful thrill struck me. I hope he wasn't oversleep, I said. It's almost time to leave. Together we jumped down from the table and flew up the stairs. I banged rapidly on the door to Mom and Dad's bedroom. There was no answer. All I could hear was slowly. Oh dear, I whispered. I pushed open the bedroom door. Dad was lying in the bed with all the curtain closed and his eye mask on. He was fast asleep. Dad! I shouted in a panic. Wake up! We have to leave for the security lift. Dad jerked awake and said bored outside right at bed. He ripped off his eye mask and looked wildly around the room. The school trip, I said. It's today. Oh no! We're Dad in dismay. I overslept. That's okay. It's okay, I said. If you get ready in 5 minutes, we will still be on time. 5 minutes, said Dad. I can't get ready in 5 minutes. It takes me half an hour just to do my hair. And since vampires are very picky about the way they look, they like to always be perfectly groomed. Well, we can't be late and hold everyone else up, I told him. Pink Rabbit and I went back down the stairs, and I put on the best cape. We waited by the door for 5 minutes. Dad! I shouted. It's time to go. He appeared at the top of the stairs. All right, I'm coming. He grumbled. He didn't look like my dad at all. His hair was sticking up all over the place, and he was wearing a pair of mismatched socks. Hastily, he complained as he made his way down the stairs. What a time to be awake! I opened the front door, and the three of us stepped out into the frosty air. Together, we walked along the garden paths, through the gates, and down the road to school. We couldn't walk very fast because Dad kept stopping to look in car windows. I just got to comb this section of hair, he explained, and this part too. Then an angry man rolled down his garden window and shouted at Dad to stop snarling at him. Dad jumped back in fright. I think I wait until we get to the school, he said, putting his phone away. Chapter 4. Okay. Wait a minute. 잠깐만요, 여러분. 어디까지인지 봐야 되니까. 여기는 예고편이고, 여기도 아니고, 여기는 글이 없으니까 여기까지네. Chapter 4. When we arrived, Mom was there wearing a bright pink safety vest. Miss Cherry was busy taking name off the list. Wonderful, she said, beaming at everyone. We are all here. She reached into her school teacher bag and pulled out another bright pink safety vest. She showed it to Dad. You need to wear this, Mr. Moon, she said. It's so the children can see where you are at all time. It's for safety. Dad looked confused. I can't wear that, he protested. It doesn't go with my outfit. Don't be silly, said Mom. Just put it on. Dad put the vest on, but he didn't seem to be happy about it. Eyes looked ridiculous. He sniffed berry and vampire-y. Miss Cherry put her clippers away and clapped her hand for silence. Is everyone Larry? She asked. It's time to go. We all started to follow her toward the door, but I noticed that Dad was going in the opposite side of the dictionary. I got to finish doing my hair there, I explained. You all go on without me. I catch up. I won't be long. Dad rushed off to the bathroom while the rest of us followed Miss Cherry out of the school and toward the train section in the middle of the town. Everyone was exciting and chatting loudly. I felt escapably excited because I have never been on a train before. I can't believe you've never been on a train, said Joe, who was walking next to me and holding Pink Rabbit's other paw. Everyone's been on a train before, not me, I told her. My family mostly flies everywhere. The train section was big and gray and noisy. Those trains looked like giant metal caterpillars crawling up and down the tracks. Mom didn't seem too happy, and her fairy wings started to droop a little bit. Where are the flowers? She asked. Where are the forests? Where are lovely nature? She pointed around at the couple of empty gray hanging baskets that were fast into the section wall. Bright pink flowers immediately sprouted out of them and cased out of sight. Much better, said Mom, smiling. She waved around the gate, and this time the glass started to shoot up all over the platform. Hey, shouted the train conductor, starting to walk toward us with waving his ticket machine up. What are you doing? I just began Mom, but her words were drowned out by the sound of a train pulled up next to us. Come on, everybody! Quickly, said Miss Cherry, hurrying our group into the train car. He pressed the button to shut the door before the conductor could reach us. Joe pulled me toward a pair of seats, and we sat down as the train started to move away from the station. I felt a flash of excitement to be inside a huge clanking metal car. Pink Rabbit and I stared out the window. We watched as the houses and streets rose fast as night lightning speed. It is almost like flying, I said to Joe, and we chatted and looked at the scenery. Miss Cherry walked up and down the car taking roll again, just checking that everyone is on board. She said, except everyone was. Except the dead. 어떻게 되는 거죠? 이사도라 문화. 아빠는 우리 함께 가서 알아봅시다. Chapter 5. Oh dear, I said to Joe. I thought that would have caught up with by now. I guess he won't be coming after all. Just then Pink Rabbit began to wiggle around on my lap, pointing out the window with his paw. He was both munching in the sky. What is that, Pink Rabbit? I asked. What do you see? We peered up into the sky and spinning. It's a bird, said Jasper. A big black bird with a bright pink tummy. I said, squinting harder. I don't think it's a bird. I think it's your dad, squealed Joe. Your dad flying toward us. We watched as Dad strode closer, his vampire cape flowing up behind him. Vampire can fly very fast, and it wasn't long before he was alongside the train, smiling through the window. It's Isadora, Dad! Screamed the class, all standing up in the train car and pointing at him. Look! Mom signing with life. That's a sugar plum fairies for Dad. Oh my goodness! Said Miss Cherry with her hand clapped. That can't be saved. Don't worry, leaning over and patting Miss Cherry in a comforting way. My husband is a very talented flyer. Dad continued to fly alongside the train until we stopped at the next station. Then he stepped into the train and flopped down onto one of the seats. Phew, he said. That my darling is getting complete. The class archer and Miss Cherry gave a fragile smile. Chapter 6. When we got to the theater, I held on to Pink Rabbit paw tightly. The entrance was very crowded. It made me feel all hot and prickly. So many people are jostling around, and it was very noisy. We had to wait in line for a long time. Oh goodness, said Mom, who is not used to being a small crowded space. She waved her hand so that cool gust of air blew around us. Wait. Let's see. Okay. When we got to the theater, I held on to Pink Rabbit paw tightly. The entrance was very crowded. It made me feel all hot and prickly. So many people were jostling around, and it was very noisy. We had to wait in the line for a long time. Oh goodness, said Mom, who is not used to being on small crowded space. She waved her wand so that cool gust of air blowing around us. Dad was beginning to look at the poster of ballet dancers on the walls. Don't the men look nice? He said, impressed. They are almost as well dressed as a vampire. Dad won't even a cape. Everyone must stay together, called Miss Cherry, getting out of the class list again. I want to buy candy, said Bruno, pointing at the stand. Me too, said Oliver. My mom gave me some money for food. Once Miss Cherry had taken over again, we all scrambled toward the concession stand. Mom gave me money to buy chocolate stars, which are my favorite human treat. Joe bought some sour candy with her money. I think I will have some strawberry lace. Announced that that's the next best thing to Rat's chest. Once we had all got our snacks, we followed Miss Cherry up some stairs and through a dark little door. Welcome to the dessert, she said. I felt my mouth drop open in amazement. We were in a huge glittering accordion. There was a row of velvet seats stretching all the way to the back and all the way to the ceiling. At the front of the massive hall was a stage with a curtain across the front. Everything looked very fancy. Miss Cherry led us toward the row of seats in the middle of the theater, and we all sat down. I can't wait to see the ballet dancers, said Joe. 잘 따라하고 있죠? 그렇죠? 와, 너무 멋지다. 너무 멋지다. Me too, I said, popping chocolate star into my mouth. I definitely can't wait to see Tatiana Tutu. Neither can Pink Rabbit. I reached out to lift him on my lap so he could see stage, but I didn't feel any squishy pink paws. Chapter 7. I looked down. Nothing. My whole body went cold and my skin started to prickle. I said, putting the wheels of chocolate star down and suddenly feeling very sick. Where's Pink Rabbit? Joe frowned. Isn't it here? He asked. You have been just before we buggled our snack. I was holding his paw, I said in a panic. I must have let go him when I was choosing the chocolate star. He must get lost in the crowd. I stood up from my chair. I had to go find him, I said to Joe. Poor Pink Rabbit will be so scared. I quickly made my way along the row, toward Mom, and the door led back to the stand. Where are you going? Asked Miss Cherry as I approached. Isadora, sit down, please. The show is going to start in a minute. I need to talk to my mom, I said, tidily passing her. It's an emergency. What is it? Asked Mom when I finally reached her. It's Pink Rabbit, I said in a panic voice. He can't. Gone, said Mom worriedly. What do you mean? She stood up and took my hand. Together we made our way out to the auditorium. The entrance seemed very bright compared to the row right off the disturb her. It was quite empty now that most people had gone inside to find their seat. Mom and I looked all over for Pink Rabbit, but it didn't seem anywhere. He wasn't by the casino stand or by the bathroom or by the counter where you hand in your ticket. Where could he be? We paced around and around the three turning strands, but he was nowhere to be seen. Pink Rabbit! Pink Rabbit! I called frantically. Pink Rabbit, where are you? Maybe he outside, suggested Mom. Let me look. We made our way up the theater door, but my arms were all blurry with tears and I couldn't see where I was going. Sit down a minute, said Mom, giving me a hug. Don't worry, Isadora, we find him. He couldn't have gone far. Together we sat down on the outdoor step and breathed in the cold winter air. Mom wiped my eyes with a pink fairy tissue that popped sparkling dust all over my face. Oops, she said, well on tissue. We sat there. I noting a small door a few feet down from the main theater for entrance. Above it was a sign, State Door. I felt my heart start to race again. Mom, look, I said, pointing. Do you think the pink rabbit was gone? Mom looked the whisper. It's unlikely, she said. That's the place where the actors and dancers go to get ready for the show. I don't see how Pink Rabbit could have got inside. Maybe he was worried with one of the dancers, I said harshly. I think we should check, just be sure. Okay, said Mom. Together we flew to the door and pushed it open. It wasn't locked, but there was a man sitting at the desk just inside. Hey, he said, you can't come in there. It's the entrance is a performance already. Oh dear, said Mom, getting frustrated. Where it's just that where is a pink rabbit. You see, he's very secret and he only made little. As Mom made up stories, a long story about Pink Rabbit, I slipped quietly past the desk and into the room behind. Unlike the disturber her, where the assistants go, this was not grand at all. A shed was a long grey hallway with a lot of doors on either side. Some of the doors had names on them, but I didn't stop to look. I tiptoed ceaselessly past them all, past the rack of tutus and a box of ballet shoes, down to the end of the hall when I turned the corner, and there was a pink rabbit. Chapter 8. Pink Rabbit was standing alone in the middle of the hallway and looked very lost. Oh, Pink Rabbit, I said, scooping him up into my arm and giving him an enormous hug. I thought you had disappeared forever. What happened? Did you come fast and fall on the wall and tipper? Pink Rabbit nodded and nudged into my neck. Thank goodness I found you, I said, putting him down. We should get back to our scene now. We don't want to miss the show. We start walking back down the hallway. Pink Rabbit held my hand when a sudden stepping noise made us stop. It was coming, looked from behind the nearest door, the one with a big silver star, and looked like very sad. Oh dear, I whispered to Pink Rabbit. What should we do? Pink Rabbit pointed toward the exit with his squishy pink paw, but I shook my head. We can't just leave, I whispered. Not if someone is affected. That's not a very kind thing to do. We should see if we can help. Pink Rabbit bounced back in alarm. Come on, I said to him. Let's be brave. I lifted my hand and knocked on the door. The sniffing sound was from inside stopped immediately. After a go, the door opened and a beautiful lady peeked out. I could see her eyes, but the air was covered in silver glitter, and she had a pair of false eyelashes. Hello, she sniffed. Hello, I said in a small voice, suddenly feeling very shy. We just wondered if you don't urge just light. The lady gave a watery smile and blinked her huge eyelash. And she opened the door wider so we could see more of her. She had a pair of white bunny ears on her head and was wearing a white leather with a black velvet waistcoat. She was also balancing on one leg. The white rabbit, I guessed. Tatiana Tutu, it's you. It is, she said. I am a Tatiana Tutu, but who are you? I'm ISADORA, I told her, and this is Pink Rabbit. Pink Rabbit put his paw behind his back and puffed out his chest informally. Tatiana Tutu looked at him with interest for a moment, and then she opened the door all the way. Please, come in, she said. Tatiana began Pink Rabbit and I slipped into the room, and Tatiana Tutu closed the door behind us. I looked around and gasped in wonder. The room was dazzling. There was a big mirror on the wall, with bright light bulbs set around it, and from the ceiling hung rows of sparkling tutus. On Tatiana Tutu's dressing table was the Framaster diamond tiara. Wow, I breathed, starting it. It's so pretty. You can try it on if you'd like it, said Tatiana Tutu, picking the tiara up and putting it on my head. I get into the mirror and turned from side to side, watching the diamond flash and twinkle in the light. My smile grew wider and wider. It looked good for you, Tatiana Tutu said with a laugh. Then her face took a more serious expression. Then I remember why we were here. I took the tiara off and laid it carefully on the dressing table. Why are you crying? I asked her. Tatiana Tutu sighed and looked sad. I hurt my leg, she explained, pointing at the one she was holding up in the air. I tripped on the way to the theater, but I thought it was going to be alright, but it's hurting very badly. That's sure I can't dance on it tonight, and there's no time to get a reprise dancer now. The show will have to be cancelled. What? I said, I guessed. Yes. Tatiana Tutu nodded, a tear trickling down her cheek, and it's all my fault. Everyone. Okay. And I let everyone down. Oh no, I said. You can't help that you trip. I trip over things all the time. Is there no other way the show can go on? 아직 많이 나오네. Oh no, I said. Go on? Not really, said Tatiana Tutu. You can't wear have in Alice in Wonderland without the white rabbit, can you? I suppose not, I said sadly. The other dancers are disappointed, continued Tatiana Tutu. That's why it's so quiet backstage right now. Usually everyone is playing and bolstering around and looking forward to the show, but now it's like a ghost town. I nodded, and Tatiana Tutu looked at the clock on her dressing room wall. The show should have started by now, she said. The stage director will have to go out very soon and announce that it's cancelled. She wiped a tear from her great little eye and sniffed. Oh dear, I said, I wish I could think of something that would sniff. Pink Rabbit bounced up and down next to me and waved his paw in the air. Tatiana Tutu and I both turned to look at him. He did grand jig across the room and then a perfect pirouette. Okay. Today. Where is the ending? Stop. Okay. 잠깐만 기다려주세요. 잠깐만, 우리 어디까지 갔지? 여기까지 갔고. 잠깐만요. 편집점은 어디지? 잠깐만요. 이게 좀 시끄러워도 그래도 좀 여기가 챕터 10이구나. 좋았어. Wait a minute. I think I have an idea. Chapter 9. Joe still worried at me when Mom and I got back to our seats in the theater. We didn't find him. She said, "Where, Pink Rabbit?" It's alright, I told her as I sat in my chair. I did find him, but he's busy. Busy? Said Joe. What do you mean? It's a surprise. I said, you find out really soon. Joe looked confused. But he didn't ask any more questions. Okay, she said thoughtfully. We chat quietly for a while longer. Then the light in the theater went down and a great hush fell over to the audience. The orchestra started to play, and the big barber curtain began to rise. Joe and I breathed out in wonderment. The stage didn't look like a stage, but a beautiful garden. In the middle of a tree, we dropped 30 pink cherry blossoms all over it. The ballet dancer playing the part of Alice was sitting on one of the branches. She was wearing a white tutu with a black headband in her fair blonde hair. Everything shone and sparkled, and the cherry blossom patrol rained down from the tree. The music suddenly got faster, and the white rabbit leaped on from the stage left. Except it wasn't a pink rabbit. White rabbit. It was a pink rabbit. My pink rabbit. Wait a minute. He looked very small on the stage, and suddenly I very nervous for him, but I also very extremely proud. Pink Rabbit tiptoed across the stage in his striped waistcoat. He was holding a pocket watch in his paw and looked at it as he leaped around. I'm late! The music seemed to say. Pink Rabbit bounced and bounced past the cherry blossom tree, and the dancer playing Alice jumped down and followed him. Together they danced around the pretend garden, swirling among the cherry blossom petals. Isadora! Is that Pink Rabbit? I whispered back. Yes! Wow, breathed Joe. It's amazing. He watched as a pink rabbit hit a spin and then disappeared around the pretend hole in the stage. Alice followed him, and everything on the stage began to change. The tree vanished, and the wall and floor became to black and white checkerboard. Suddenly, Pink Rabbit and Alice were falling down from the ceiling on strings. Pink Rabbit didn't look scared at all. It looked used to flying through the air with me. 바이바이, 여기까지예요.